Have you ever had a dream that felt so big, so far out of reach that, well, you wondered if you were crazy for even thinking that it was possible or that you were imagining it, and then you kind of got afraid to dial in and get very specific about it because one, you're still wondering if you're crazy, and two, you're thinking, what if I really dial in and then I can't achieve it? What if I'm disappointed? What if I'm not good enough? What if it's not actually possible for me and I waste my effort? Maybe you've felt that sting of self-doubt, of hearing the voice in your head that says, maybe that's for other people, but it's not for you. And listen, today's episode, this podcast is going to dive in exactly how to wire your brain to believe that anything is possible, that not even just what you can imagine, but beyond what you can imagine. And we call that possibility thinking. And today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to shift from what if thinking to what if it doesn't work in a negative imaginative way to what if it does? What if I really can achieve this thing, that thing? This is not just a positive affirmation, a feel-good statement. It's a transformative mindset that's going to open up and expand your capacity and your potential. We're going to talk about how to break through limiting beliefs and tap into this just gem that's available within every one of us. Possibility thinking, how to believe that anything truly is possible. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how many disadvantages or behind you are. Just to start believing, even if you failed 1,500 times, it's still possible. Let's dive in. You're listening to the Confidence Podcast, where we do confidence coaching for driven, high-achieving women who want more. Because high-achieving women deserve high-level confidence. I'm your host, Trish Blackwell. Let's get started. Hey there, welcome to the Confidence Podcast. I'm your coach, Trish Blackwell, and we are talking today about how to really believe that anything is possible for you. That we call this the possibility mindset, to tap into the training your brain to do possibility thinking. Now, the real start is to really identify and give yourself permission to have some impossible goals. What are your impossible goals or BHAGs? I was introduced to this concept with the theory of the BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goals. Because the chances are, if you're listening to a show like this is you are driven, you are motivated, you're a high achiever already, but you also know that you have more within you. Yet everyone around you says, well, you're doing a lot. Yeah, it's good enough, but you know you have so much more. And there's this invisible glass ceiling that we put in between ourselves and our fullest potential when we start comparing ourselves to others, or when we get discouraged as a result of things not having worked out, us having tried something and it not panned out the way we expected. Our inability to deal with and process our own disappointment ends up limiting us and capping our potential. And today, I want us to uncap that. So first and foremost, we're going to start thinking bigger. I want you to take today's episode and today's coaching and truly just say, I have permission to think bigger. Today, I give myself permission to think bigger. And that is how we start to tap into possibility thinking. The concept that anything is possible is not just a motivational phrase, it's a mind shift. A possibility mindset. I want to define it for you. It's the mental framework that focuses on what could be possible, what could be instead of what currently is. It's a way of thinking that leans into hope, positive imagination, creativity, solutions, rather than fear, negative imagination, and limitations and doubt. And so we are going to, it's, if you will, possibility thinking is a growth mindset. It's the fixed mindset is going to say, I don't know how to do it, or I've already tried, it doesn't work out for me. Whereas a possibility mindset says, I can learn how to do that. I believe that I don't have the answer to the next step, but I believe it is possible. A fixed mindset, a scarcity mindset says there aren't enough opportunities. There's not enough out there for me. There's already enough people doing that, or climbing the ladder, or doing this thing that I want, or that dream, that impossible dream, that how do you know what that big thinking bigger is? I want you to go, what would make me say, wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be cool if my income was twice what it is? Wouldn't it be cool if I was more fit in my 40s than I am in my 30s? Wouldn't it be cool if I have my dream job and I have time freedom and margin and I don't feel stressed, but I love my work ethic and my life ethic? Wouldn't it be cool if I could take a whole year off and travel the world? Wouldn't it be cool if 5 years from now, I build out my dream house with this epic backyard, even though I don't know how I would even get the down payment on it now? Like, give yourself permission to think big. And we start with going, I need you to imagine something so big, it scares you and makes you a little nervous or embarrassed to tell other people. That maybe I, as a coach to you, would be the only person you would tell, because you would be afraid that people will be like, look, that's just not realistic. And how are you going to do it? But someone who is a possibility thinker is looking at the opportunity, looking at the uncertainty of what is ahead with optimism and potential, and saying, look, like, I have to first allow my brain to think openly, think imaginatively in a positive thing. What if it could happen? What if that actually is available to me? What if I can retire with $15 million instead of the goal I originally had of $1 million? What if I can double my salary? What if I can love my life more? What if I can truly be less stressed and frazzled and overthinking? What if it is available to me? How dare I not even pursue it? That is what a possibility thinker says. They say, I'm going to go for it because even if I don't arrive, there's other benefits along the way that I'm going to scoop up and experience as a result. I'm going to choose to believe that there are opportunities I haven't discovered yet. There are skills and capacities and competencies within me that I haven't even trained or tapped into, that I am on my way. So first and foremost, before we even tap into the possibility of thinking and allowing yourself to believe in big things, I wanted to offer, I've already given you a couple, but what are some other big ideas, big goals you could have? I've got my list here. You could maybe, personal growth and identity goals could be truly to completely stop caring what people think, to rewrite every negative belief you've ever had about yourself, to write a best-selling book. For me, one of mine is snowboard 100 days in a season. I don't know how to do it. I'm releasing the how and I'm believing in the what. And then I'm asking myself, who do I need to be to do a thing like that? Well, I probably need to be a woman who has a mountain house in Utah, right? There are things that are going to go into that, but cool. I want to start believing that's possible and available to me. Maybe writing a best-selling book, going 365 days without self-sabotaging once, tapping into a whole new way that you interact and relate with yourself. Maybe it's a career goal. Maybe it's to make 100K from a side hustle or for one idea that you've been too scared to start. Maybe it's to double your salary. Maybe it's to turn your passion project into your full-time income. Maybe to build a business that runs without you for a full month. Maybe become a highly paid speaker in your niche, even if right now you hate public speaking. Maybe the big, hairy, audacious goal, the thinking big goal, is that you want to work 3 days a week and earn more than you did in a 9-to-5. Okay, how about again, I just want to, this is like a moment just to do some idea generation, because I want to give you permission. Sometimes we need to hear an idea to go, oh, I don't want that, but I want a variation of that. And you will not stumble into success. Success and a big, fulfilling, massively impactful life doesn't happen by accident. It happens with intention, which starts with vision. And vision starts with curiosity and creativity. We have to give ourselves permission to go, would that be cool? Would I like that? And then the creativity and using your imagination in a positive way to think, what if it was possible? Instead of, what if I fail? What if I don't? What if it doesn't work out? What if I'm disappointed? I want you, the discipline you have to redirect your what ifs will determine the direction of your future. I'm okay with your brain offering the negative what ifs, but a confident thinker, an optimized thinker is going to take that negative what if and say, oh, okay, I caught it and now I'm going to redirect it. I see that I'm using my brain with a negative slant. My negative imagination is going to the what if it doesn't work? What if I make an idiot of myself? What if I'm disappointed? What if I can't handle it? And I'm changing that and using a positive what if I'm using my imagination for what if this is the thing that turns me into the person I've always been meant to be? What if this is the pivotal turning point that creates massive breakthrough and success? Okay, so other big thinking goals, maybe you want to pay off all your debt and become the first millionaire in your family, generate generational wealth from scratch, live in complete financial overflow with more than you need or ever imagined, or to be more generous than you ever imagined you could be. Maybe it's to buy a home that you once believed was completely out of your league. Let's talk about potential big thinking relationship goals. Attract and sustain a relationship that exceeds your wildest expectations. Love your body. Remember, relationship with yourself, love your body without changing a single thing about it. Love your body when it's bloated and when it's super lean or ripped or ideal, whatever your ideal is. Maybe it's big thinking about like time and time freedom. Maybe it's living in another country for 6 months while your income increases and you master a new language, feeling genuinely confident every single day, even on hard days. You want to live a life that feels better than it looks on Instagram. Maybe you want to travel the world while homeschooling your kids. Maybe you want to feel like you love your life more and more every single year than you ever imagined possible. So there's just some ideas to do some idea generation for you. And I honestly just want you to start with going, today, let your heart be stirred. Today, let your imagination be triggered. Today, let you start to believe the seed of a thought that anything is possible, that more is available to you than you think it is. And we have to ask ourselves, what am I not seeing here? What is a way that I can simplify my life so that more is available to me? So often as high achievers, when we're not mastering our time balance, when we're overextending ourselves and we're stuck in people pleasing and we're doing too many things and we're caught up in this hamster wheel of success that we think is going to give us fulfillment and more confidence, that actually leaves us feeling exhausted and worn thin, we go, well, if I can barely handle my life right now, who am I to think I could do more? And that's why the approach has to change. Your capacity is there. You have more available to you, but we have to stop the micro excuses, the poor time management, the reactivity in life, and start designing our days on purpose, designing our life on purpose. And so one of the things that stops us from believing anything is possible is our exhaustion. It's our automatic negative thoughts that we're allowing to perpetuate and we're not squashing them. You may have heard this before, but if you're new to my coaching, an automatic negative thought is called an ant. And just like one ant in real life, when it shows up in your house, it's not just one. We know this. It's like hundreds. Where there is one ant, there are more. Unless you attack that ant right when you see it, when you catch it. That is why we have to practice so passionately and adamantly and intentionally and daily catching our thoughts, training our minds, journaling and reframing and noticing the negative thoughts. When you notice the negative thought, they're always small. Then we can squash them. When you squash them, there are less that get drawn there. We start creating a positive brain. So one of the things that keeps us stuck and playing small are the automatic negative thoughts. Another is sometimes it's childhood programming. Maybe you weren't around a lot of people, or you didn't have a mentor that said, sure, like, of course it's possible. I was privileged and blessed to be raised by a woman who said, yeah, you can do that. Sure. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how, but you can do anything. When you get around my mom, she will make you feel like anything is possible. And so I'm okay if that's not a voice you've heard, because it's a voice you're hearing now. We are not going to go down self-pity lane of I didn't have the right mentors, or my parents never told me, or I just haven't been exposed to this. We're just going to start now and say, what am I willing to believe is possible? If anything is truly available to me, how about I decide to separate myself from any past programming, past limiting beliefs, and start saying I'm breaking the glass ceilings that I have self-constructed above me, and it's time to let them shatter. It's time to say, what if more is possible? And to do that now, I'm going to have to recognize that the pushback, I'm going to have some fear. I'm going to have a lot of self-doubt. I'm going to have some imposter syndrome that could potentially block some of this potential. And then I'm going to think, who am I? And you know what? All of that is normal. We don't get to the next level without having to go through these hurdles. This is just like track and field, and you're jumping over hurdles. These are just little mental hurdles that you have to say, this is part of what it looks like to believe that anything is possible, which means we have to talk back to the brain. There's a difference between an obstacle and a barrier. A barrier is the block, but it's the mind that's creating it. So there is three shifts I want to teach you today that is going to help you go from I can't to I can, to what if it doesn't work, to what if it does, and I really fundamentally fully believe it's possible. And we start going, what if I fail, to what if I succeed? What if I'm not enough, to what if I have everything I need? I'm not enough has to become I have everything I need, which might just be the capacity to learn, the capacity to talk to people, to network, to get myself to that next job opportunity, the awareness to know that I need to be more accountable to myself and disciplined in my habits so that I have the physicality that I want, so I can start showing up with the joy and the fitness level and the energy that I want, right? Often where we go, but I can't get it together. You have everything you need. We just have to take action on it. And what we do when a dream feels really big, we take it from it's too big to it's possible, one step at a time. One of the things I ask my clients who I work with big goals on is I ask them to write one question, answer this question every day. What can I do today to move the needle forward? What is one small step today that moves the needle forward? If we do that, we are on our way. If you can tell yourself the narrative, I am on my way. I am exactly where I need to be today, and I'm on my way to big, crazy, incredible things. I believe in the impossible. I believe that I have access to more than most people are willing to show up for and believe for. And we do, so that's what this is. This is reprogramming your brain on a daily basis and encouraging yourself along the way and recognizing I am proud of myself for thinking big. I am proud of myself for encouraging myself with this narrative that I do have what it takes. I might not have what it takes and what I need yet fully to the full execution of this wild, crazy dream. But you know what? I do fundamentally have the seed of everything. I have some seeds inside of me that need to be watered, that need to be nurtured, that need to be grown. And I have some things I need to weed out of my life to activate my fullest potential, to tap into this big, wild, crazy dream. But I'm patient because I'm not feeling behind, because I'm telling myself I can succeed. I do have what it takes. This is not too big for me. It's possible. It 100% is possible. One step at a time, one baby step at a time. And I will not despise small beginnings, and I will not discount my small wins. That is critical. We have to celebrate our wins, which if you don't do the 3-3-3 method, please, 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 it's one of the highest level habits you can do to help you with this mindset, to nurturing this new mindset of winning. And that it's free. It takes 3 minutes. I go to trishblackwell.com/333 method to get your download. I have a 10-minute video that will teach you exactly how to do the thing. But there are 3 gratitudes, 3 wins of the day, 3 wins for tomorrow. Start tracking your wins. This will revolutionize your confidence and change the patience with which you go on your way and the journey to your crazy, wild, possible dreams. But you've got to track the wins to see that you actually are winning and that you are moving the needle and you are on your way. You guys, this is what it looks like to reprogram your thoughts. I want you to have this, what I'm going to call today, a possibility filter. When you look at an area of your life, I want you to say to yourself, we're going to filter it through possibility. What's possible here? Maybe it's a financial goal. What would really be possible? How much money can I save this year? 10 years from now, how much money can I give to the church or the charities or the things that matter to me? What is truly possible? What if there's more that's available to me? What is my possibility here? What's the craziest thing I'm willing to believe is possible? And we tap into that. And then here's the thing. Belief is not just something you turn on. It's a practice. It's the act of believing is an active act of faith and daily intention. Y'all, it's not a one-time choice. It's a daily decision. It's a daily intention. This instant belief, like you can instantly believe, I believe it's possible, but how you're not going to pursue the steps it takes to get to the dream, to the possibility that you want. There is work involved, but some of the hardest work is the repetition of the belief that you believe and accept that whatever that wild, crazy dream, that bigger thinking thing, it is possible. And every day to discipline your mind, to remind yourself to write on a Post-it note or in your journal, I'm on my way. This is possible for me. I am a woman. I am a woman who is achieving this. We talk about it in active present tense, declarative and believing perspective to practice belief. The act of practicing belief is the act of just being mindful of what your intention is and reminding yourself, hey, today I choose to believe that this crazy dream is possible for me. Today I choose to believe that I can make $7,000 in one day. Today I choose to believe I am on my way to being the fittest version of myself I've ever been. Whatever, you insert your thing, and then we practice belief, because I want to remind you that a belief is simply a thought that you've repeated enough that it feels fundamentally, absolutely, unshakably true. Believing is a habit in that every belief, powerful belief statement you have, the possibility, and reminding yourself that this is possible for me. This is available to me. One of my favorite short phrases is, people like me do things like this. I have what it takes. And we keep repeating. And the other thing is to be okay with other people not thinking as big as you. It's okay. You're not here to live their life, and they're not here to live yours. You're here to maximize your life to the fullest, to take everything you've been given and multiply it. And I got to tell you, there's nothing more inspiring than somebody living a big life. So take one step forward towards something you've been putting off because you thought it was impossible or too hard or too complicated or you weren't ready or it's not the right time, because there's never going to be a right time. The right time is now. And I have a couple affirmations for you and I'll include these in the show notes, and you can always get the show notes for my episodes at trishblackwell.com/the episode number. So today's episode number is 657. So trishblackwell.com/657. And here are a few. I am a person who thinks bigger. I'm different. I think bigger. More is available to me. I was made for more. I was made for big things. I'm going to live a big life. I have what it takes. I'm maximizing the life I'm giving. You do not have to apologize for thinking big, for dreaming big, for wanting more. You are maximizing and honoring the life and the gift of life that you've been given. I've had too many friends die recently to not maximize the gift of every day. I'm done apologizing for thinking big. Another, for those of you who are faith-based like me, God will guide me and expand me. I don't have to figure it out. I just have to trust that he's going to use me the more I show up, the more he will use me. And I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I have permission to think big. I was made for big things. This is possible for me. People like me do things like this. This is the process. I am someone with big faith and big belief and a big life. If this is all resonating with you, of course, grab the free copy of the 333 method, as I mentioned. But if you want some mentorship, the way I mentor people and we talk about big dreams and expanding them is in the College of Confidence. Come get mentored by me. It's my most affordable coaching, and you actually do coach live with me, live group coaching. We have a group forum where you can say, hey, this is where I'm feeling that limiting thought. How do I move forward? How can I think bigger? I would love to interact and support and encourage you there. Go to collegeofconfidence.com to find out more. And if you're jamming out on this topic, I have 2 other episodes, I think, of the Confidence Podcast I think you'll enjoy. There's some throwbacks. It's episode 530, Achieving More Than You Think Is Possible. Because I can't wait for you to have the feeling where you pinch yourself and go, I didn't even know this was in me. That is the most extraordinary, invigorating feeling, to say, I can't believe that this, because once you realize you can do more than you thought, then you go, whoa, where else am I holding myself back? What else is available to me? My favorite thing to coach people on, episode 530, Achieving More Than You Think Is Possible. Then episode 543, Limiting Thoughts and Weak Belief Problems. So if you're feeling like you have some limiting thoughts and some weak belief, that episode's going to guide you through how to start poking holes in them. Guys, if you're not yet following the show on your listening app, please hit that follow button, hit subscribe so you get the automatic downloads. They'll be what that's going to do for you is give you that little reminder of, hey, it's time to train my brain this week. It's time to train my confidence. And if you're watching on Spotify or on YouTube, shout it out, say hello, pop a comment in the comments and let me know what you most enjoyed about today's episode. And I'll see you guys next episode here on the Confidence Podcast. Go be who you can be. You were made for more. Now go live like it. Thanks for listening to the Confidence Podcast and allowing me to be your coach today in your life. If you love the show, please let us know by leaving a review in iTunes. Are you encouraged by what you learned? Share this episode with a friend and let us know that the show is changing your life by saying hi to us on social media at Instagram, Trish_Blackwell, or on Facebook, Trish Blackwell Coaching. Ready to take what I teach and really take it to the next level? Join us today in the College of Confidence. It's my group coaching program that you can join risk-free and cancel anytime. In the COC, you'll scale your confidence, your courage, and the changes you make in your life. It's the coaching support and community you've been looking for. Go to www.collegeofconfidence.com to get started. If you love the podcast, you will love the College of Confidence even more and see even more transformation in your life. Come and see for yourself. I'm cheering you on, friend. See you soon.